I was this close to not covering these palettes, but in my last video where I very briefly mentioned them, the most liked comments and the most commented thing by far was for me to cover these. And you know what? I was like, I might as well. You guys know I've been reviewing Viseart on my channel for the last 7 years, since the beginning of my channel. I've always been such a huge fan of their shadows. And so I was like, okay. I didn't need much convincing. Let's go over these new palettes because they are gorgeous. Now, if you're unfamiliar with my thoughts on Viseart, like I said, I've been a longtime fan of them. I used to be a bridal makeup artist. I used exclusively their eyeshadows in my kit, particularly because I think that they have the best mattes in the industry for professional artists. And I will admit they've lost their spark a bit with me over the last few years because I feel like they were experimenting with new formulas and I just wasn't loving what they were coming up with. In particular, the shimmer shadows were a little inconsistent and some of the mattes as well got a little bit messy, but I feel like they're back. Ever since that Cyrenus launch around the holiday time, they are back and they're better than ever. I'm not even kidding you. So these are actually a relaunch. These were in a very, very limited exclusive drop over the holidays, I believe Black Friday. And these sold out so quickly. Everybody loved them, so they brought them back. But according to their website, they are still going to be limited edition. And unfortunately, one already sold out, Praline Etendu, and this is what I get for taking too long on this, but I'm still going to cover it because it's gorgeous, and in the chance that it comes back, you'll have this video for reference because it's really pretty. So Viseart, please restock this. Now, I haven't put these on my eyes. This is a first impression, but I consider myself to be very well versed when it comes to Viseart, and I can tell you already, based on swatches alone, this is phenomenal. A phenomenal drop. So let's quickly go over the two. Now you can get these on the Viseart website as well as Beautylich. Unfortunately, Praline Etendu is sold out on both sites, but the Leela's Lumiere is still available on both sites. They're $44 each. You'll get a closer look when we get into the swatches of them. But, are these not yummy for those of my fellow neutral wearers? Now, I'm not gonna play dumb, you guys. These palettes that Viseart launches, they look very similar to one another. If you have a lot of Viseart palettes, I'm sure you have similar shades that are in this palettes, but it's about the vibe, the tone, and just having state-of-the-art quality eyeshadows. If you have not experienced Viseart eyeshadows, I promise you, you will not regret it. They have the best formula. Well, they have one of the best formulas in the industry, in my opinion. I don't know about the best, but they're definitely up there and one of the most reliable and are professional grade for sure. Drinking a hot tea, I'm getting hot. Also, I look funky. I don't have on any concealer because I don't know where the looks are gonna take me. Don't hate me. We're gonna start off with the sold out one first. The Praline Etendu. This one is inspired by bronzed honey, mocha, and molten caramel shades. So like, think warm chocolatey brown type shades. Like golden skin against white linen. Like praline melting on the tongue. I'm getting this from their website. Very, very romantic verbiage here, but it's supposed to give that sun warm, bronzy kind of look, especially for my fellow neutral lovers. You're gonna be obsessed with this color story, and on their website it says limited edition pressed shadows, so do keep that in mind. Viseart, bring them back because clearly this was popular. Anyways, let me take you over to the swatches, close-ups, all that good stuff. Take a look at Praline Etendu, $44. Now, I want to show you guys the packaging in case you don't know how it works. We have the details here in the back, made in the USA, 36-month shelf life, which is what makes Viseart stand out from other brands. Normally for eyeshadows, it's 12 months. Viseart has always been 36, so 3 years. And you have this paper to protect the colors that you can rip out if you would like. And then this still does have the easel aspect to it. Since they did adjust their packaging last year, it is now, it used to be like a triple fold, now it's like this. So you still have the easel capabilities with this. And then of course it's very easy to mix and match these shades within other palettes. So yeah, you can have it laying flat or you can have it standing, which I think is one of the neatest things about this palette. And it's just the perfect size to get so many colors in one small little compact. I think that's one of the things that Viseart does best. It will also, if you receive it, it will come in a sleeve like so, with the shade names here in the back. But let's get to swatching. So this is what the palette's looking like. You can see we have some warm mattes here, some neutral tones as well. Really great mix of shimmers, metallics, and mattes. So we have a light gold with a metallic finish, a pale vanilla peach with a matte finish, and a burnt plum, which is more like a chocolate to me, with a matte finish. Let's do Sucra too right here, which is a warm brown with a shimmer finish. This kind of gives satin. Oh yeah, this is a good formula. I feel like for a bit there, Viseart lost their identity with their shimmers, and it just wasn't as high quality as I expect from the brand. They've got it back with these palettes. Like, look at that. The shimmers are unreal, buttery, but they stick to the eyelid, which was the issue prior. Let's do the middle row here. We have a nutmeg brown with a matte finish, a light rose gold with a duochrome finish, a nude beige satin metallic with a shimmer finish, and a golden bronze with a metallic finish. Very buttery. Instant love at first touch. You guys know I've been reviewing their palettes for years now, for almost 7 years, and I really feel like they've mastered their formula here. They've got it together. Like, look at that. Wow. So good. Final 4 here, we have the nude champagne with a metallic satin finish, a sienna brown with a matte finish, a light bark taupe with a metallic finish. This has a little bit more depth to it, and then an espresso bitter brown with a matte finish. And that's how that's looking on the fingers. You guys know I like to do my swatches in front of a window for most accurate color, as well as on my iPhone camera, because I feel like it does a good job with color. Here are all of our swatches for the Praline Etendu. We have a nice mixture of satins and metallics, and then a good amount of mattes as well. I also feel like the shades are all swatching similarly in the pan as they look on the swatches. No complaints thus far. Cannot wait to get these on the eyes. Now, looking at this from the perspective of creating eyeshadow looks, the mattes in here, so thoughtfully chosen here. I think maybe some of the shimmers might be a little too close in depth, but we'll play around with that on the eyes. Obviously, I only have one eyeball. Because I'm gonna do one-on-one today. So make sure you're staying subscribed to me, because I will upload pictures and stuff as I continue using this. I'll probably wear this a lot because this is a color story that's right in my wheelhouse here. But let's just play around, see what we can do. I'm going to start off with this shade right here. See the depth on this against my skin tone? It's not brightening on my skin tone. If you have a medium complexion and up, this would be great for brightening under the brow. It's still doing just fine. But if you're any lighter than me, this isn't going to do much. But this is going to be really beautiful all over the eyelid. I'm going to play with mostly shimmers on the eyelid today, because that's what's kind of piquing my curiosity here. But that would be beautiful all over the eyelid. I'm going to take just a little bit of this shade. I'm going to refrain from using the Viseart names because I always sound stupid, honestly. I really struggle with French names. So we're just going to point and place. Beautiful. I mean, if you want the best mattes, easy to work with, but are pigmented and buildable and blendable, there's a reason why these for years have been used on set by makeup artists. Just the best, easiest to use mattes. And over the years, Viseart has redone their line to be more useful to consumers in terms of their packaging and stuff. I mean, they really nailed it with these palettes, being able to put so many colors in such a small little guy, and then you have the customization aspect as well. Let's see how much this deepens right next to it. I'm going to create a little gradient here because, you know, one thing I hate are redundant shades. And no, these are very different level of depths here. No, this is so thoughtfully put together, I feel like. Wow. Viseart. Ugh, my fellow brown boring girls. Yummy. Okay. I'm gonna go take a smaller brush. We'll use this one from BK. Let's see this one. This one breathes chocolate to me. Really very chocolatey. Yeah, you can see that little bit of warmth here. Okay, I'm loving each shade truly has a purpose, I feel. Amazing. Not getting too much fallout because sometimes I can get that from Viseart, which is why I did not put on concealer, but I'm tapping off my brush intentionally here and it's turning out gorgeous and not messy. Really nice. I'm actually going to take a smaller brush and blend out. This is a deeper shade. We're going to mess with it as eyeliner today, but I wanted to see if we could sheer it out, and we absolutely can. I'm going to blend this out along the top. I love this shade right here for blending out edges. I'm going to do this shade, inner third. Okay, applying good with a finger and a brush. That actually is quite rare for shimmers nowadays. Usually they're just finger shades. Okay, let's see how this one is. Yeah, the fact that you can apply this with a brush actually elevates the quality of this. That's a beautiful mid-tone brown bronzy shimmer shade. It reminds me of a MAC shade, like Mulch maybe. If you're if you've been around the makeup block with me, you've heard of Mulch. Wow, I mean, these two are quite different on the eyelid from one another. Obviously, I'm just trying to get as many shades on my eyelid as I can to mess around here. Beautiful inner corner shade. I mean, everything is having a purpose here. We'll use this taupey shade. How does that look here? Complete different undertone than the center of the lid shade, the bronzy shade right here that I used. Wow. Okay, I mean, I'm sure some of the shimmer shades are gonna look similar to one another. I'm really not mad at it. I don't feel like there's too many redundancies here. I'm taking the chocolate brown. I'm just gonna add some depth. Pop some concealer on, which we're pretty mess free. Just maybe a couple dots of fallout here. Okay, lower lash line. I really want this chocolatey shade. I'm loving this chocolate matte shade. I'm just gonna put it all over my lower lash line. Obviously, I'm doing nothing crazy with my looks. Just doing something that I like to wear, that I find flattering on myself. This is sexy. Like, this is a sexy brown, chocolatey, smoky eye. I'm sorry that this sold out and that I took so long. Viseart, please come out with this again. Okay, we'll use this bronzy shade. I love a little bit of shimmer. I'm not packing it on, but just that little bit of a glow along the lower lash. Get that pop here in the inner corner. Okay, and then finally, thank you once again, Viseart, you geniuses, for putting this dark matte shade that I can use for eyeliner. So I'm just gonna do something a little smoky with it. So I'm just pressing it along my lash line. And I wanna just blend it up and into the look. So I'm pressing, and then I'm gonna take a clean little pointy brush. This is Rephr 03. And just smudging this into my lash. And then like a nice sexy Ardell Naked 420 with this. Oh, for a lash, you know. I love. Oh, I'm getting excited. I haven't gotten excited over an eyeshadow palette since my own eyeshadow palette, which is still available. Anyways, lashes are next for this. I'm gonna put on falsies probably at the end here. I'm just gonna pop on some mascara and then I'll stop waxing poetic about the palette that's not available, and we'll get into the Leela's Lumiere. That chocolate palette really got me, but this Leela's Lumiere is a mauve lover's dream, which this color story is also quite my jam. Honestly, I felt like there wasn't enough palettes with this tone on the market, and Viseart does a good job of palettes with these tones. Now this one I'm excited about because the shimmers, you'll see in the swatches, the shimmers are unreal. So I'm going to take you over to those swatches. Now, Leela's Lumiere has this beautiful design going on across the whole packaging. It also has this beautiful, slightly metallic, dark plum color to it. Same thing, made in USA, 36-month shelf life. So this one obviously has those purpley mauve leaning tones in it. The shimmers in here, they just look so unreal and beautiful. Let's go ahead and get started. We have a light champagne blush pink matte finish. This shade is gorgeous. This light pink champagne with a high shine metallic finish. This one is so special. This is rosé. They've just really finally mastered their metallic shades. Soft light pink with a matte finish, and then a light stone brown with a nude matte finish. That one swatched a little weird, huh? But look at that. That shade's unreal. Okay, ready? This formula, Viseart, we need more of that. Beautiful. This one's a little chunky, but that's going to be really beautiful in the crease. On the middle row here, we have a we have a light cool taupe with a matte finish, a silver with a shimmer finish, a metallic satin caramel hue with a duochrome finish. That'll be interesting. And an iced silver rose with a shimmer finish. So that's how they're pulling on my fingers. Wow, that one is gorgeous. This duochrome, a little bit on the sheer side. I'm not in love with it. And it's not like a very obvious duochrome. Ooh, I love this shade right here, Fondant. The shimmers in this one are extra good. Then the last row here, we have a muted cool tone pink lilac with a matte finish, a warm mid-tone burnished bronze with a shimmer finish, a mid-tone grayish stone hue with a matte finish, and then finally a bitter brown with a matte finish, which is going to make for a beautiful eyeliner. Let's see. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely stunning, this palette. You know, if you love the mauve tones, I think this one is a good match for you, especially if you love these high shimmer, high impact finishes. And once again, just like the Praline, this does match up with the swatches. They look similar on the arm, and I can't wait to see what this finish does all over the eyelids. You saw that, right? This shade will be utilized today, you better believe it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with this shade, kind of test out. Same thing, can I use this under the brow? I can. It's a little bit, I think this one would be better for medium skin tones. Like, one thing about these palettes, in the past Viseart, when they did little quads and stuff, I felt like they were kind of light, not really great for medium to deep complexions. These palettes, I think they're great for all skin tones. I really, really do. I need a little bit more hydration on my lips. I'm just using the Fenty Skin Balms. These are phenom. Okay. We're going to take a similar approach that we did with the first palette because it really helps me learn about the formulas and colors in here and place as many shadows as I can on my lid since, you know, I'm not doing a bunch of looks. So this shade right here, very bright, light pink. Definitely, this one is more white. This one has more of a mauve pink, baby pink undertone. This one, again, would be a super pretty all over lid shade as well. So that just kind of brightened this area here for me, which I like using it like that. Okay, let's build up a little bit. Now, the shades here are more gray toned. I'm debating because this one you can go more pinky and then this one is more gray. I'm gonna go a little bit more pinky, I think, today. I mean, I feel like I need to stop reviewing these because at this point I can tell you what a phenomenal launch Viseart has done here. Gorgeous. Adds depth. It's different. We'll put this one right next to it, not because I think it's going to make a pretty look. I need to see that difference in undertone. Yes! They have their own purpose. They do different stuff. Actually, they look pretty kind of melted together here. And then we're going to add some depth. The halo eye you could get with this palette would be sickening. If I didn't want to play with multiple shimmers, this palette is asking, I mean begging, for a halo eye. Dare I say, we're early on here. Besides my own palette, we're gonna take that out of the rankings here. These might be my favorite palettes that have launched this year. The competition is not very good this year, but these might be the best palettes that have launched this year that I've tried, and you know it's been limited. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the deep shade. Again, perfect to use for eyeliner. I'm just gonna pat here. Take a small blending brush and soften that. Y'all, I have had a major craving for sushi. I might have to beg Joselito to take me there today or tomorrow. I think about food all day. Makeup and food. I'm sorry, I just have to see this metallic shade. Okay, so with a finger, you can get more of a pretty scattered effect. I wonder if this is good with a brush. This one might be better with a finger, I would say. But it's applying good with a brush too. But finger is optimal because these are a little thicker in formula. The regular Viseart shimmer formula, beautiful with a brush. But since this has that little extra oomph, extra texture, using a finger is better. Oh my god. Wow. I mean, with the light pink and then this over top of the light pink in the inner corner here, a little bit of gray in the outer corner. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take this. I want it super gray, actually. I'm loving the light pink to gray shift that this look is giving. I would say for the everyday, the Praline, obviously brown. Love it. But what they've done with this Leela's Lumiere, I did not expect a look like that to come out of this. And then I guess since we have that light pink here in the inner corner, we're going to use this kind of deeper silver to bridge it to the outer corner color. I want to emphasize that bright pink in the inner corner. Wait, I'm loving this look so much. The only shade that I'm not obsessed with is this one right here. It's supposed to be that duochrome shade. It doesn't give much. This is the, what I would call the dud of the collection here. And even then, I'm sure it can look fine on the eyelid. But this is the one that I really don't care to reach for. Like, you have this really beautiful shimmery shade, which I think is the same formula as that rosé shade. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, the inner corner. Then inner corner, I definitely want to follow suit to the pinky on the inner part. A little bit more gray on the outer. So I'm putting the mid-tone mauve shade, lilac shade, in the center. And then we'll finish with maybe a mixture of these two. Just out here, give us some nice depth. Gorgeous! And I think I'll leave the shimmers up here to do the talking on the lid. I'm thinking, do I even want to do liner? I think I might just do a little press into the lash line. Not as smoky as the first look. Eyeshadow is just so fun. It really is so, it's not tedious because I'm enjoying it, but it is a part of a makeup routine that takes a while. But it's so satisfying and so fun. Bring back eyeshadow looks. Oh my goodness. Please make them popular again. Woo! Just wait till I come back with the full glam on. Ardell 420 lashes. I told you they would look amazing. They're perfect for this more sultry blended style of look. I knew I was going to love these palettes just from the first swatch. I'm loving them even more with this application. I mean, this is such a good, standard, everything I want formula. And then I also think the color selections here are so thoughtfully done. They make so much sense. It makes it easy to create a lot of different looks, and you have a shade for every part of the eye that you need. You can do simple looks, you can do a little bit more complex looks. I mean, these palettes are 10 out of 10. I think, you know, these are the best eyeshadow launch of the year, for sure. They've exceeded my expectations. I thought they were gonna be gorgeous regardless, but add the quality and the thoughtfulness beside the placement of each of the products. I mean, phenomenally done, Viseart. This has made me so excited about what you guys are gonna come out with next. From the packaging, the versatility, everything about this. No notes. If you're interested in these and can get your hands on them, I definitely recommend. I think the price is great as well for $44 for what you're able to get with all of the shades, with the quality that you're getting. I mean, no notes. If you're an eyeshadow girl, you love kind of neutrally tones like these, I cannot wax poetic enough. So that's all I have for today's video. I, of course, will have the links to these palettes down below for you to check out. I am still a very long-standing Viseart fan, and they really, really did it with this one. This is why I love the brand so much. And thank you to you guys for giving me that push to do a full video on these, because turns out it was worth it, for sure. I'll also have the links, of course, to everything else that I have on my face. I have 2 different blushes on right now to go with the looks. I think, yeah, I have the Dior Rosy Glow Pink and then the Dior Rosy Glow Toffee. That's the only thing that's different from side to side. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you are a fellow Viseart lover like myself, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.